I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, family? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring y'all the latest in news and reality TV tea. So come on in, come on in, come on in. We are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. It has returned, child. We're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 10, Episode 9. Hit the like button, share the video, please, and thank you. Also, you guys, let me know that you can hear me by putting your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from, into the chat, please, and thank you, because that helps me know that the audio is okay. Come on in, welcome. Y'all know this is the cookout. I appreciate y'all for coming through, coming in. We got Gloria from St. Louis, my St. Louis sister. Welcome. We also have Ty in the house. Welcome, Ty. Let's see. Hey, Diana, what's up? Nice to have you. Come on in. What is up, baby peaches? Nice to have you. Welcome. Love it, you guys. Get myself up here. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the cookout, okay? My voice is a little scratchy today, but y'all know how we do over here. We got the grill going. Okay, so come on in. You are in Candler Road. Okay, what's up, Candler Road? I'm assuming you are in the Atlanta area. Let's see, not gonna lie, I was not effing with LAMH, but baby, okay, it was good. No no Scots. Yeah, the Scots were not on last night. Come on in. What's up, friend? Nice to have you, Erica. What's up, Minneapolis? Let's see, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Flint, Michigan, come on in. Welcome. 51 of y'all are here. I appreciate every single one of y'all, okay? Every single one. And my sister is here. We got the same mama, same daddy. If my voice sounds a little scratchy, please forgive me, child. I have not been sleeping the way I should. The kebabs are on. Welcome, Tennessee. My brother, okay, Mr. Kevin's in the house. He said, fast forwarded through a lot of this episode. This episode was very familiar to the first that aired in season 1. Okay. Kevin said it was too much the same for him. Well, we're going to talk about it anyway. Okay. I appreciate every single one of y'all. So come on in. Listen. It opens with Latrice Reedus. Some of y'all may remember her as Trisha Burnett last season and the season before, but she opened as Latrice, or excuse me, I called her Latrice. Her name is Latricia Reedus. She opened as Latricia Reedus on yesterday's episode. Come on in, last night's episode. And I thought that was interesting. She wants everybody to know that that divorce is final, okay? So look, she's in the garage with her son, Xavier. He is a very handsome young man. He looks just like her. They have the same eyes, actually. They have the same setup right around the eyes and the nose. But handsome young man. And she's teaching him how to, bench press and everything. He's a little dude, too. He's very thin like his daddy. I will say that. But she's teaching him how to lift weights and stuff. And then finally, she asks the big question, which is he okay? Are you okay with everything that I know you've witnessed? Because last season, the way it ended, you saw Ken, basically ruffle Marquez's school clothes. And Marquez walked out the house screaming, fussing, and cussing, child. I did get a chance to see some of that interview over there on Wicked. And Yeah, it sounded like it was absolutely awful. After everything was done, from what I heard over there, Marquez had made threats to production, to the cast, not just Ken and Trish. It sounds like everybody could get it. When Marquez went out of that house, he basically said, "Y'all got me effed up." And then he said, "Everybody can get it." Okay. And so they ended up leaving security outside the house for, I guess, a day or two to make sure everything was fine. Trish is heavily camera shy and her son is very mature. Yes, so I'm gonna get to that, baby. So the son, she says to her son, "Are you okay?" Now, her son is extremely mature. You can tell that he's seen a lot, and you can tell that he also feels like he has to take care of her, and even his father, because we've seen him in the beginning when Marquez was doing way too much on screen. It was the son who was coming in and saying, "Dad, don't do that," right? But she asked him, is he okay, following everything that went down with the fighting with Marquez and her and Ken, right? And Xavier says, listen, first of all, it sounds like he was trying to take up for Ken just a little bit. He said, "Ken is cool. He's nice. And I appreciate all the stuff that he's done for me. He does a lot of stuff." But he said he's having a hard time. Xavier says, "I'm having a hard time not getting depressed. I'm having a hard time with all the shit that y'all do, the adults. I'm having a hard time being happy. And I don't like it. I don't like that I'm struggling with my mental health because I'm watching what the fuck y'all do, right? Come on in, come on in." Y'all ain't lying in them comments, okay? You're not lying. Let me put your comments up here. People are saying that he seems more emotionally intelligent, and that's how it plays out in real life. If you're doing your child rearing properly, the kids will come in and say, "Listen, I want to be better than you." And at some point, they're going to tell you that. Period. As far as everything that could go right in your life, there is still going to be a moment where your child is going to say, "Hey, you didn't get this one quite right," right? But let's just hope that you give them enough tools to be able to say it. But he's able to say it now. So he says, "Listen, he's a cool guy. I appreciate the shit he's done. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay good." And he makes the comment that not only am I talking to dad and saying, "Listen, everything's going to be okay. You cool?" I'm talking to my mother and saying, "Is everything going to be okay? Are you good?" He says, "I'm talking to Ken and saying, it's going to be good. Stay positive." Blew my fucking mind. Okay. So he's having conversations with the three of y'all, pepping y'all up, trying to keep your emotional, standing up while he's sinking. And he's telling her this. He's basically also asking Trisha, why don't you go on ahead and shit or get off the pot? Because some of the fighting that's going on in this house with Ken, if you don't want to be here with him, you're going to have to do something. Keep this shit moving. It's too much. He ends up saying that he hates to see people that he loves hurt each other. Xavier says, y'all say horrible shit to each other. Horrible. And you shouldn't say it. You know you shouldn't say it. He tells her, "I've told dad the exact same thing. So before you even start with that shit, just know I've told the same thing to him that I'm telling to you. I don't like the negative stuff that you say about him or that you say towards him. And I don't like what he says towards you." He wants the adults in his life to grow up. Okay. Then he tells Trisha, and this one, it's the entire time. Let me say this. The entire time that he's talking to Trisha, even though Trisha doesn't have the same camera shy that she had in those early seasons when she was on, it's hitting her like a ton of bricks. Like she is sitting there with her eyes closed and she's bending down a little bit and she's shaking her head, she's nodding, but it's hard for her to hear. She doesn't want to hear this. And he says at one point, "I was afraid to talk to you about this kind of shit." But he says the stuff is so heavy for him, he can't do it anymore. He got to get the monkey off his back. Okay. He got to get the burden off his shoulders. Okay. So he says that not only is he going through it, but he repeats Ken is going through it a little too. He's going through it a little bit. So it seems like he's taking up for both of them at the same time. Okay. Trisha said, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know why you would be afraid to talk to me, because you don't open the door for him to talk to you. And that's okay. A lot of people raise their kids not to talk. You know what I'm saying? Be seen, not heard. What we do is our business, not your business, even though it affects them too. And now the son is coming to him and saying, listen, it affects me too. It affects me too. In confessional, Trisha says she was surprised to hear Xavier say that the fighting that her and Ken does is affecting him, and now she has to do something about it. She said before, I guess she just thought, oh, well, it's no big fucking deal. But now she has to do something because she doesn't want to hurt her son. Now she can see that he's going through some of the stuff that she's probably dealing with, but she's not saying out loud that she's depressed, that she has all these things going on. He's saying it. You're depressing me. So then when it comes back to the scene, Trisha tells Xavier that she's going to work on it and that she always has his back. And he tells her, I always have your back too. Don't even worry about it. Which was actually a really touching scene. I loved it. Come on in, Diarese. I appreciate you, girl. What's up, Shirley Pearl? This is another moderator in the chat. I want to make sure that everybody says hello to the moderators. They're volunteering their time here. Anyway, I like the scene. I know a lot of people were questioning whether or not that. I think Xavier is, if he's not 18, he's definitely over 18. So he can be on the show. He can make decisions to be on the show. I'm actually happy that he showed up in the scene for his mama. I am happy that he was able to say, I love both of my parents. I don't want y'all to fight the way y'all are fighting. Because y'all remember when I think the first or second, I don't know, time that we saw Trisha, I think the kids said, we didn't even know you weren't divorced. Remember that? The kids said to their mama, we didn't know you weren't divorced. We thought y'all were divorced already, regarding her and Marquez. Y'all remember she had a scene with her sister who was visiting from California. And I think she said something like, me and Ken has been living together for 2 years. And the sister was like, for 2 years, like she was confused as to when it all happened. And then we know that all the shit that went down between Martell and Trisha, how that all that was a secret. And I'm saying all of this to say that Trisha lives a secret life. She thinks she's doing this publicly, like nobody needs to know, but it affects so many people. And I'm hoping that she's taking some of this shit seriously, because we're going to see her meet up with Dr. Francis later. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You said Trisha is surprised. Talk about pure malarkey. Well, I think that for her son to say what she's probably feeling herself is a surprise, because usually, and I've done this with my own mama and daddy, when you say shit and they start saying, oh, wow, you're big enough to tell me, you're big enough to tell me, you're big enough to articulate it, then you know what I'm saying? It is a shock to them. It's a shock to their system a little bit. But I think for the first time, she's hearing this young man say, bitch, I'm depressed. I know you're depressed, even if I'm not calling you out for it, but I know you're depressed. And I'm telling you, I'm unhappy watching the shit. So you got to be unhappy, and you need to either shit or get off the pot. You're not with dad, but you don't have to be with Ken either if this isn't what's making you happy, because you're not happy. And I'm not going to be depressed living in this fucking house. That's what it sounds like he was saying to me. And then she made the comment, I didn't realize it was affecting them that way. If nobody tells you that it's affecting you, you won't know. She probably just thought it was his role to come into, their little, tit for tats or whatever the fuck they got going on, and breaking them up, when that's not normal. That's not normal, right? But it's normal for her. And we're going to find out more about that when we talk about her and Dr. Francis. Anyway, I told y'all to take the poll, and I need y'all to take it, because the next scene is Nell, Fletcher, and Chris, okay? And y'all see the title of the thumbnail, Mind Your Own Damn Business. Trisha's not ready for what, Ty? She needs to leave Ken. Okay. Anyway, let's get to it, child. She'll get there. She'll get there like everybody else. We all wake up trying to figure out what our day's gonna look like, right? She'll figure it out. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hey, Miss Gloria. So now we got Nell, Fletcher, and Chris. And Nell Fletcher has her little hobbit ass standing on a chair and a ladder to clean off the chandelier. When Chris walks in, he begs her to jump down. He begs her to jump down because he knows that she's doing way too much for them cameras. He ain't never seen her stand on anything to clean off that damn chandelier before. Nell Fletcher tells him, well, somebody got to clean the house. I'll be happy when you get my maid back. And literally, it spills out of Chris's mouth. He said, for what? Why would I get a maid? And then before he could fuss good, he said, I can do whatever the housekeeper was doing. Okay. In other words, this house will look exactly the damn same and we ain't getting no maid. Okay. Come on in. Welcome, 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 y'all. Hit the like button and share the video. Anyway, Chris is serving her some tea. And just to prove that they don't need a maid, Chris said it's been a long time since we sat in this room, which is the dining room for Pete's sake. So if they don't even sit in that damn room, then what's going on for real, for real? Okay. But Nell Fletcher ends up catching Chris up on the goings on between her son and Destiny, and really Destiny's underoos. Okay. I told y'all to take the poll. I want to know how y'all feel about Nell Fletcher sharing the business of her son and Destiny. So I'm going to address the poll right now. Everybody take the poll if you haven't. Okay, I'd like to put the poll on the screen just to have a record of it. If you are missing the live, go ahead and put the answer in the chat, how y'all feel about it. I asked y'all if y'all thought that Nell is too damn nosy when it comes to Destiny dating Lance and Twan. 30% of y'all said yes. Who is Chris dating now? 55% of y'all said no, that's her son's with an S. And 15% of y'all said I was watching eggs boil, what happened. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to see the majority of y'all feel like it is Nell's business to discuss it. And I gotta say, so do I. That's her son's, damn it. Not to mention the fact that Destiny was Nell Fletcher's friend first. And then she moved on to date the son. And now she's dating the godson. So yeah, when you do dirty shit like that, you gotta, you're gonna talk about it. I would definitely be talking about it with my husband, okay? In fact, I would put it on TikTok, okay? Put a finger down if you had a friend who started dating your damn son, okay? Put a finger down if you started dating, if your friend started dumped your son to date your godson. Put a finger down if your godson and your son consider themselves brothers, okay? We'd be doing all of that. All of it. I'm talking about it everywhere. But anyway, Nell Fletcher informs her husband that she had a conversation with Destiny, and Destiny is interested in dating Twan now, to which Fletcher said, and I quote, "Get the fuck out of here, okay? You saw Chris's curls basically unravel a little bit, okay? Come on in, welcome, welcome. Nice to have y'all. Nice to have y'all." But yeah, he said, "Get the fuck out of here." What do you mean Destiny is now trying to date Twan? Now Fletcher said, I know. And then she said, you want to make things worse? I actually told Twan that I didn't like that him and Lance were passing Destiny around to each other. I actually had a conversation with Lance about it, and Lance told me that he gave Destiny his blessing. To which Chris Fletcher says again, get the fuck out of here, like twice. Twice he said it, like, listen, I know I did my thing back in the day, but those two, absolutely not. Is this what we raised? Yes. Yes, that's what you raised. Okay. So Nell Fletcher said, I couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it either. Anyway, Chris actually says some crazy shit that I don't know. There might have been something else in that tea. But he said, who does Destiny think she is? Because Nell Fletcher said, I think that Lance might be feeling guilty about having a baby on Destiny. And that's the reason why he's shoving her off to Twan without expressing that that's hurtful to him. And then Chris said, no, I don't think it's guilt. I don't think it's guilt. But I'll tell you what I do think. I think that Destiny is pulling some Martell bullshit, because when Martell had the baby, I guess he felt like he could date anybody and anything. So Destiny's trying to do the same bullshit by dating Twan, the brother, okay? The god brother. Either way, when he says it, there's a look that comes over Nell Fletcher's face. Like, I don't know if she didn't like that he mentioned Martell, or if he just didn't want any mention of anyone in that scene. But she just pauses and she goes, well, anyway, okay? Because she didn't want to get any further into the Martell having a baby conversation. But it absolutely looked horrible. Let me just say, because I know this happens in my chat a lot, this show has nothing to do with Black excellence. It never, ever did. In fact, no reality TV shows have anything to do with Black excellence. We put too much on reality TV. My goodness, yikes. It has nothing to do with that. We have to actually deal with our own realities to look at Black excellence and stop making it out to be the show. It's unfortunate that it was even being that. Okay. He said I was being sarcastic. Thank you, honey, because it hurts my soul to see people speak like that about Black excellence. I'd be like, what the, why? Why can't we just enjoy this show like we enjoy a good book? Let it be just regular TV like we enjoy a good book, okay? Damn, okay. But I appreciate you clarifying. My eyeball saw and I went, not Black excellence. We don't want that over here. Okay, good morning, Mexico. Nice to have you, babe. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the like button and share the video, please and thank you, okay? All right, anyway, Nell Fletcher at the end of it just basically said, listen, I'm not sure why Destiny would go back and forth between the two of them, considering she was supposed to be my friend, but we'll figure that out a little later. In the meantime, in between time, I'm concerned about Tisha Scott, because even though she and I had a conversation where I told her to please remove her nose from my goddamn business, she continues to keep it up in there. And I don't know why. But she had the nerve to tell Destiny that the reason you and I left LA was because Lance, the baby mama, was delivering. And I don't appreciate that. And that's not why we left LA. Now, I don't know why they left LA. I don't know if they're going to give us this big reveal. But for whatever reason, child, she is upset that Tisha is spreading that story. And she said that she's going to have to get with Tisha yet again to make sure that Tisha knows not to spread her business. She also said that she doesn't know if she has any friends in this group of women. So we'll have to see what happens next, okay? You can't not get past Nell looking like E.T. in drag. Oh, Kevin, damn. That's horrible. Anyway, after that, we get to the next scene, which is Destiny and Twan. Baby, Destiny and Twan is sitting in here looking like a fake ass Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner from The Bodyguard, okay? Destiny said that the reason why she wanted to have this meeting with Twan is because she thought she might have to hire him for some events that she's going to have in the future, since he's done such a good job at guarding her body in the past, okay? Destiny Okay, sure. We'll get to it. Anyway, Twan comes in and he orders his food. He forgets that he's actually filming because half of the time his mouth was full of lasagna or whatever the hell pasta he was eating. But Destiny sits him down and says, listen, Trisha told me that you were interested in me. After saying that she wanted to hire him, now she's also saying Trisha is telling her that he's interested in her and that we was making googly eyes at each other. And he's like, what the fuck is googly eyes? And then he attempts to do it and, failed miserably. But I just want to say the two of y'all did a good job at giving each other googly eyes the entire scene. Okay. Even though Destiny wanted us to think that they were just, dating or it's a possibility they could date, they actually looked like they wanted to have sex with each other right then and there. That's what it was given to me. But Twan, she ends up saying, I think Twan ends up saying to Destiny, you a good looking woman. And Destiny returns the compliment saying, well, you a good looking man. Okay. That's how the flirting starts. And they are sitting there literally giggling and googly eyed the entire scene. Then Destiny tells Twan that, listen, if you got any hangups about dating me because, you and Lance are God brothers, don't, because I've already talked to Lance and he's given us the blessing. Also, Lance had a baby on me, so let's not forget that, okay? So you and I, whatever we choose to do is our damn business. You shouldn't put anybody else up in this. That's when Twan says, not even my godmama, who asked me if I plan to hit them draws later. if I plan to get in them pants later, okay? And Destiny said, see, she takes it too far for me. That's my problem with her, okay? She takes it too far for me. And they get a little bit of a laugh out of that. I don't know. But either way, I just want to say, Destiny, you got to keep up with your own bullshit ass storylines. I'm honestly, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it was you who said you were casually dating Lance. Casually dating. No funny business. You said you didn't have any type of intimacy with him whatsoever. So why are you now saying or making it out like having this baby was a real stab in your heart? If you were simply casually dating, that's not how that works. But anyway, because she keeps jumping the damn shark in the scene, she ends up saying to Twan, well, just so you know, for me, dating means that we just date, we go out, I date multiple people. It doesn't mean that you and I are going to sleep together. That's not what your body language is saying, though. Your body language is saying that the man can get it a little later today. That was what it was reading. And that's what he was reading too. He said the same shit. Anyway, after saying all of that, Destiny lets Twan know that not only does she date multiple people, but she has multiple personalities. So if at any time she says some shit that sounds, a little different from what she said 2 minutes ago, blame it on Louise or Cynthia or whoever her little angry characters are that's in her damn head. Because, oh my God. Anyway, Twan said, really? Like you're admitting to having multiple personalities? She said, yeah, some of them are angry. It's okay. You'll deal with it. Anyway, from what I heard, men like them a little crazy. So Destiny is right up Twan's alley, it looks like. She tells him that dating for her means that it's not physical always. And is he okay with that? He says, I'm cool with learning you and making friends in the beginning because I get an opportunity to date the Destiny. What did he call her? I forgot what he called her as her last name. Do y'all remember? It wasn't Peyton. What did he say? I am so sorry. He said, I get a chance to date the Destiny Patton. Hey, Kevin, welcome to the chat. Kevin is another moderator. Y'all say hello to Kevin. Yes, he said, I get a chance to date the Destiny Patton. I said, bitch, not you, not even knowing her full name, not getting her name correct. Oh my goodness. Destiny did not correct him in the scene. She smiled and she said, well, I'm going to give him a pass, but it's Peyton. She said, I'm going to give him a pass because I didn't even know his real name was Twan. I just called him the bodyguard. So anyway, that's how the scene ends. I'm happy that Destiny is admitting that she has multiple personalities and that we can get any one of them, okay? But she's gonna have to keep up with her own damn storyline. Was it a stab in the heart or no that he had a baby on you, baby? Okay? And as long as you are dating that woman, your friend's son and her godson and anybody else in that family, she can talk about it because you were her friend first, period. So I would spread your damn business all around the city of Huntsville, at the dog park, places you didn't even know about. I would be talking about it, okay? Guard your son's child, because Destiny, she gonna mess up some shit, okay? Come on in, welcome, welcome. Nice to have y'all. Destiny is a liar. That's a part of her multiple personality. That's a part of her multiple personalities, girl. Okay, come on in, come on in. You here from Detroit. We love a good cookout, and I love to have you, okay? Listen, there's plenty to eat, so make sure you get yourself something. Anyway, moving back to Latricia. There's so many Latricias or Letitia or La something over here. I can barely get it together. Anyway, now we are back at Trisha's house, okay? She decides that she's going to break the ice and talk to Ken because she's been giving him the cold shoulder. Apparently, this happens a lot over there in the Rita's household, dark skinned Ken. Anyway, this scene played out like a Tyler Perry play, okay? That's the only way I can say it. Trish and Ken, Trish was in the bedroom. Ken was, I guess, in the workout room. I think that's their garage. Anyway, Trish calls Ken up to the room and said she needed to talk to him. And the way he enters the room and was like, yes, babe. Yes, baby. I was like, oh my God, y'all think y'all are in a Tyler Perry play. That's the only way to describe it. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't look natural. But anyway, Trisha says we need to talk about everything that's happened, okay? Because she promised her son she was going to get to the bottom of it. And Ken said, when we talk, things just never, nothing changes because, we don't do the proper changes to improve and go forward and to, be productive. Okay. Now, after he got all that shit out, I remember rubbing my temples and saying, God damn, what are you saying? Because Ken is very, very wordy and he wants to get in at least 1,000 syllables per sentence. Okay. Anyway, Trisha, who is used to dipping her head down when she's talking to people, this time she didn't. This time, even though she might have closed her eyes sometimes, she kept her head straight up, looking Ken in his eye. And it was definitely giving me that she wanted to say something or pounce, but she didn't. She let him get it out. And that shit was crazy. But after she says all this, Trisha's final question was, listen, do you want to be here or not? Okay. I really don't give two shits about your feelings. All I'm trying to find out is where do we move? Where do we go next? Okay. Do you want to be here or not? Ken gives her another 1,000 syllable answer where he basically says, excuse me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to be here because y'all like to ice me out. When we get into a fight, it can be over little simple shit, but y'all ice me out. I don't get any respect. Your feelings come first, then the kids, then me after, okay? Y'all don't even feed me. Y'all will have dinner and I don't even get a plate at the table. And then after he said that, I was like, bitch, not you complaining about the big piece of chicken, Ken, okay? He made it seem like the kids, once Trisha gets into a fight with him. The kids basically ice him out. Trisha ices him out. He can be in the same damn room with them. They don't talk to him. If he has a jug of juice in the refrigerator with his name on it, dark-skinned Ken, somebody's going to pull it out and pour it down the drain. Nobody gives him any respect. Period. Okay? And then Ken gives Trisha an ultimatum. Kinda. He tells Trisha, listen, you're going to have to do something about the voices that live in your head. I cannot be punished for some shit that happened to you 7, 12 years ago. You got to go to therapy. And if you don't, then maybe I'll think about moving out. Okay? It was that soft of an ultimatum. He did not say he was leaving shit. He said, maybe, maybe I'll consider it. Okay? Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Do you think the steroids affect their anger? I don't know. Trisha sounded like she may have been angry prior to working out. I don't think that that's how it started. I think Trisha's been angry for a minute. They never should have moved in before Trisha and Marquez divorce. Ken needs to be alone, just like Trisha. Listen, a lot of people want people to put their lives on hold, child. I don't think that Marquez stopped using his thing when he moved out. You know what I mean? I think he continued to use it and do what he wanted to do. And when y'all asked him, I think he was asked on another channel, were you seeing other people? And he said, what does that have to do with it? He's not answering it. So you know what I'm saying? People don't curl up and die, child, just because you don't get a divorce first. And I know it looks good for you to do it, but you only got this amount of life, okay? Sometimes you got to get it in. Listen, those are her kids. They got the right idea. If mama's mad, then they're just protecting her. Ken is a house guest at this point. You are 1000% correct. Okay? Listen, I don't ever think I disagree with that shit. I said it a million times. I don't care who you are. If you F with my mama, the kids are going to F with you. That's just how it works in all life. I don't care. That's the same shit I was saying when people were like, Tisha's daughter. I was like, Tisha's daughter? That's her mama. Tisha's daughter is going to protect her mama no matter what. That is her job in life. That's how God wants it. Okay? But anyway, moving on. After all of that, let's move on to, we are back at the daycare for Nell Fletcher. So Nell Fletcher's at work. If y'all want y'all business piece, here you go. And Chris and Lance come by to visit because Lance is going to do some painting or, getting some of her rooms together over at the daycare. And Nell Fletcher said that she is going to get the mama discount because she will never pay full price for whatever it is he has going on over there. He tells her that he can get the job done in about 2 days or 2 nights because after he gets done doing what he actually gets paid for during the day, he'll come in the evening and help her out, which I would think would leave her without a room or two in the evenings. Okay, come on in, come on in. Thank you, Shirley Pearl. I forgot to mention that Shirley Pearl is a member, child. Been a member for 18 months. I appreciate you. She is a member to our back room, and it is pinned to the top of the chat if you would like to become a member. But I appreciate all of the members in the chat as well. Thank you, girly. Anyway, after all of that chit chat about absolutely nothing, child, but I know that the business component means things to people. So there you have it, because sometimes people aren't even paying attention. After all of that happens, Martell pops up, and I honestly thought he was there to pick up Maverick, right? His child with Ariane. But he said he just happened to have been in the neighborhood looking at one of his investment properties, so he decided to come over to the daycare because it appeared the light was on, okay? When he gets in, they start talking to him about his investment property, and Martell lets Nell Fletcher know that he's moving Ariane and the kids into this property. Okay. Come on in. Come on in. Nell Fletcher makes a joke and said, she ain't paying you a nothing for the property. Chris Fletcher, who is sitting over there laughing with his eye, I mean, he's full of glee when he says this. Chris Fletcher says, she's been paying him with ass, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but Chris Fletcher says she been paying him the whole time with ass. He's been paying them bills the whole time with ass, okay? After he says that, Martell doesn't catch on at all. Martell is slow as fuck when people be making jokes over his head. And Martell goes, yeah, because I was paying for her apartment over there, and then I ended up moving her here so I could save some money, because I've been paying for this and I've been paying for that. Martell, you didn't even get it. You didn't even get it, okay? When he made that joke, he was basically saying you lost everything for ass, and now you've been paying everything for the girl, still for the same ass is what he was saying, okay? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did y'all catch that? It was hilarious. Come on in. He should move out anyway. That family needs a break. I think y'all might be a little far behind. Anyway, after he says all that, Nell Fletcher says to him, hold on, sorry about that. Martell says that he and Marceau were able to come to an agreement. They've called a ceasefire. And he said that him and Marceau are cool now. They've agreed not to talk about each other. And he made it seem like he won something. I personally don't think he won anything when it comes to Marceau, but this is interesting. He also makes the comment, me and Marceau is cool, and we got to let Tisha and Ariane work out whatever they got going on. Now, I don't know when this is supposed to be filmed. I don't know if it's filmed in this season, because we haven't seen anything in regards to any type of promotion, because they should have given us a promotional trailer. That didn't happen. The promotional trailer they gave us with Martell, he was in it for 2 seconds. And the very scene that we watched last night was what he was in. That's it. We didn't see anything else. But if there's a scene between Tisha and Ariane, I actually want to see it, and it better be fucking real, because at the end of the day, all the shit that came out about Marceau, the reason why everybody has been talking about Tisha's husband cheating is because that girl was dropping all the shit that Martell was saying to the blogs, period. But we got to see, okay? Anyway, he makes this comment that Tisha and Ariane has to work their shit out. Nell Fletcher says she has a bone to pick with Tisha because Tisha can't seem to keep her name out of her mouth. Okay, Nell Fletcher's name out of Tisha's mouth. Martell says that he has the same problem with Tisha for the last 5 years. I don't understand this, but I keep asking y'all, what did Tisha say about Martell for these last 5 years that made Martell so angry? I don't recall it. And I remember a lot of shit. I don't remember that. I do remember Martell saying that he had a bone to pick with Tisha because he felt like that first go round before they came on the show, Tisha was in Melody's ear telling her to leave him. That I remember. He talks about that a lot, that Tisha convinced Melody to leave me, or that she wasn't telling her to stay with him, whatever the case may be. That is a problem for Martell. And that probably also, everybody keeps saying the matching BMWs. Didn't Martell bust Marceau out before the BMW? Wasn't it Martell who said you had 20 women We're not going to pretend like that didn't happen. I need something else. What else did she say about him? Because that can't be it. I'm here for the beef between them too, but I want it to be a real beef. But if you're talking about the BMW comment, Martell had already said he was cheating. Martell brought that up himself. He actually comes to the Scott brothers and says, Melody found my second phone. That's the conversation he had. And he was the one who said that it was Melody who shared that Martell had a baby on the way. So we didn't, all the juicy tidbits, we didn't get. Okay. He keeps taking this shit out of order. It's never going to be out of order on my channel. Martell said it. Martell brought it up. He busted out Marceau and Maurice first. Marceau took the hit for both of them. Maurice had a chance to cruise for multiple seasons because he was getting married to Kimmy. Marceau took the hit for both of them. And I'm just going to say this too, because it's not that I don't believe Marceau has been out there in them streets. I do. I think that he has. But I don't know who's protecting Marceau, because Marceau, when people say his name, right after they call him an asshole. Men all the time. I was watching that damn Wicked podcast right after Will the Barber said, I know Marceau. He said he's an asshole. Immediately. Who else? Rashid from Ready to Love, when he talked about him, he's not even on the show. He asked Maurice, how's your brother doing? Because he was an asshole in college. Like, I've never heard anyone not call Marceau an asshole. So who's protecting Marceau? Who's protecting Marceau? I'm asking. I would think that someone would come out by now, okay? Anyway, I'm not sure why he keeps getting to say that. Does not make sense to me. But I need someone in production to please make sure Martell walks a straight line when we have these conversations. Martell busted Marceau out. The BMW conversation came out after. Melody told Tisha, pull up to the bar and check on your fucking husband, because I can assure you he's not down there on the computer like a nerd, you know, looking, trying to figure out how to get contracts done. He's out there cheating. She implied that Marceau was cheating, and he probably was. I'm not saying that didn't happen. But when Tisha releases the BMW conversation, it was after those two things were released. And then y'all remember Melody apologized to Tisha, I want to say 3 or 4 times before we get to third season. She apologized for saying that, or for implying that Marceau was cheating. She said, I should not have said that. That was 3 times she said it that I counted before we got to the third season, before we got to third season reunion. And that's when Tisha came over to her house with a bottle of that chocolate in a bottle and gave it to Melody. And I think they were having a game night, a Taco Tuesday or something like that. Anyway, I just want to say I don't recall it, but Martell holds a serious grudge against Tisha because he believes that she convinced Mel to leave him, at least in that first go round. Okay, the baby probably helped execute the rest of the shit, but he believes that Tisha was the one who did it, and that's why he worked overtime to get Tisha to leave Marceau by putting all that shit in the blogs. That was Martell. That was what he was doing on the slick, period. There was no beef with Coleslaw and Tisha. Anything said from Martell who ruined his family. Martell is making it seem like there's going to be a beef between Tisha and Ariane. And if there is, I hope Tisha cleans the floor with Ariane, because Ariane has been the one who put out all those fucking rumors, and we don't know if it's true or false, but nothing has come out about those rumors. Nobody has been seen as a person due to those rumors. Not even the people they dropped off in December, whoever that girl was in December. But he does blame Tisha for it. And he gets high thinking that Tisha's going to leave Marceau. There was a scene that he had with Carlos King on one of his talk shows where he said he feels real bad for Tisha, because when Tisha finds out all the shit Marceau's been doing behind her back, she's going to have no choice but to leave him. I remember that. I remember it. So listen, we're going to be watching, because everybody keeps saying it's not Marceau, it is Martell. And if Martell hasn't helped Marceau, or excuse me, if Marceau hasn't helped Martell, this is the reason why. He hasn't helped him because of all the shit he was doing to him during these last 5 years, okay? But anyway, Martell makes the comment that he has a bone to pick with Tisha as well. And then Chris makes the comment that he's going to hold a date night or a game night. A game night. I believe you. Marceau is not a saint. I just want to put this out here just in case anybody gets this messed up. I'm not saying that Marceau's a saint. I believe that Marceau is the asshole he proclaims himself to be. He comes out and says, I'm a dick, I'm an asshole, you're going to get it. He does not care to his wife or to whomever. He said that about himself. The problem is he didn't pull the trigger on Martell. Martell pulled the trigger on himself. Then he pulled the trigger on the Scotts. That is how it went, period. They pulled the trigger on themselves first. They told their own story. He has been exposed. He's not really been exposed because there's no woman that has been actually connected to that. And because he is such an asshole, what woman is protecting Marceau is what I want to know. I just want to know what she looks like. Who is it? Why isn't someone at the hotel desk not speaking up? Why isn't someone who delivered the room service not speaking up? Where are the camera phones taking video or pictures of this man leaving, coming, something? Now, I'm not telling y'all how to do your job, but I am saying Cat Stacks would be disappointed, okay? That's all. Anyway, Chris Fletcher said that he's going to hold a game night. Martell said, please make sure there's no bullshit with the game night. We've already done enough. So if you're going to have a game night, make sure it's fun only, but don't set me up, okay? That's what he asked. Come on in, come on in. An NDA is involved. Ty, even if there's an NDA involved, there's a way to get around it. There's a lot of people who find ways to get around the NDA. There will still be some BS at that game night. That's the only reason they'll film it. Nobody's watching anybody or filming a Uno game, okay? I don't give a damn about no reverse. Okay, reverse Uno, we're not doing that. We're there to see what they're going to do, right? But for sure, for sure. Anyway, that's how it ends. And now we get the last scene with Trisha. Listen, I wish this was true. I'm going to put this sign up here. But in the world that we live in right now, that's just not true. Even if we don't see a woman come out and say, I'm the one, there should be somebody who's giving us something. Video footage of Marceau with his arm wrapped around this girl, something. Okay? Something. We're smarter than that. Nobody's a secret anymore. Absolute nobody. Nobody. And like I said, Marceau is an asshole. So how is he turning on the charm? How is he turning on the charm for these girls? What is he doing? Anyway, I'm gonna be smarter than that. I'm just gonna ask y'all, if you're out there and you've seen something. I'm asking what Wanda asked. Can y'all please take a picture of that shit and put it out there? We saw a picture of his back, but where was the girl? Where was the girl? Okay. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 289 of y'all are here. Please hit the like button and share the video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we are at the end of the show, and it is Miss Trisha who goes to see Dr. Kit Francis himself. Kit Francis, Dr. Francis is an absolute jewel to the show. He gets to the bottom of things and he does not make it pretty. Okay. We remember the conversation he had with Tisha when he asked her, child, you don't spontaneously, that's not spontaneity. Oh, he just does things off the cuff to go to, where did he go? Tanzania? That takes planning. He had to go and get his passport. There was a whole lot of shit he did. Okay. He made you think it was a last minute thought, but nobody else. Now he is sitting down with Trisha and he's getting to the bottom of what she's doing. So I guess this is Trisha letting us know that she wants to keep her relationship with Ken because he gave her kind of an ultimatum. Okay. But Trisha says for the last 10 to 12 years, I have been on an elevator going down. Okay. And Dr. Kit said, what's been going on? Why do you say it that way? She said after she lost her parents and she lost her sister, she said, everything just feels disconnected. She said, my entire family was super close. Dr. Francis said, how many of them are you and your siblings? And Trish says, there's 5 of us. There's 5 of us. And then Dr. Kit said, who's the leader? He was asking all the questions. Okay, baby. He said, who's the leader? If there's 5 of y'all and you lost your parents, who leads this family now? And Trisha said, I guess I do. Now, this is when I stopped breathing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because Trisha, your family didn't even know. That's the first thing I thought of. I said, your sister didn't even know that you and Ken had been living together for 2 years when she came to visit you. So I'm not sure how you see yourself, but you live your life. And this might sound mean to say, especially now, because I know you are getting therapy and I hope that you stick with it. But you live your life like you're not going to be here anymore. Like you're not accountable to anybody, not to your children, not to your other siblings, 5 of y'all, and you called yourself the leader. So Dr. Kit said, okay. So when you guys all felt the loss, you were the one leading the family. And Trisha says, kind of, yes, I would say that. He asked, who was she closest to? And Trisha gives a story about how she's closest to her father, that everybody in the family called him the drill sergeant. Dr. Francis says, a drill sergeant isn't a nice description. Drill sergeants are bossy and angry and get up at, 6 in the morning and make the bed. And she said, yeah, that's who he was. That's the type of person he was. He's retired military. And he said, okay, so you're closest to your dad. She said, I was closest to my dad. And she said, I wanted to be just like him. Now, this is stopping Dr. Francis a little bit. He's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Trish talks a little bit more about her dad. And she says that her dad was the one who would tell them who to be in the world, how not to embarrass the family. Basically giving them direction on how to present themselves. And then she said that he didn't practice what he preached. And if he would have, he would still be alive today. And that's where it stops there because they didn't give us any more. And I was like, what happened? Like, I thought that he passed from COVID. That's what I thought she said. But this sounds like it's leaning into something else. But she said if he would have practiced what he preached, if he would have been upstanding and responsible and cared about how he presented himself outside of our house, he would still be alive today, because that's how they cut the scene. So I don't know if more is coming from that, but that's what she said. Come on in. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, share the video. Anyway, after she said that he didn't practice what he preached, she said that a lot of it has made her angry. A lot of it has been made her angry, and she is dealing with stuff all the time. The grief and the anger sticks in her head all the time. Dr. Francis said, so what do you do to help alleviate, to relieve some of that? And she said, I go to the gym. He said, how many days do you go to the gym? She said, oh, hell, 5, 7 days a week. I'm there for hours at a time, and that's where I release all my anger. Dr. Francis said, you don't release your anger there. He said, you might leave some of the bitterness there, but the anger's in your head. And when you leave the gym, you take it right back to the house with you, and it stays there with you all the time, because that's how anger works. Okay. She said that she believes that she's an angry person or angry soul. And Dr. Francis said, there's a difference between an angry soul and an angry person. And it's interesting that you would describe yourself as an angry soul. So he starts telling her in a way that he thinks, I guess she can relate. He says, you need a spotter. You carry too much, assuming that she's taking care of her family, her household, and then also her brothers and sisters, the way she explained it in the beginning. He said, who's taking care of you? Because Trisha is speaking in this scene like a person who wants to end it all. That's how it came across to me. But he said, you don't have anything to give to anybody. And there's no way in hell that you think if you work out at the gym, you can come back to your home, to your children, to your responsibilities and think you're going to be okay. That's just not how life works. So he's telling her all that. And then he says, you need a spotter. You need someone you can trust, because Trisha starts telling him that after she lost everything, she has no desire to put too much energy into relationships or anything, period, because she's afraid they're going to leave the way her family left, her parents left her sister left her. So she says, my spotter was my ex-husband, and then he went away, and he added to my pain and my grief. He became a part of my problem. And she talks about that a little bit in her confessional. Anyway, Dr. Francis says, if you don't learn to do some more role reversal, if you don't learn to lean on somebody and let that person follow through with taking care of you and what you have going on, then you're not going to be here with us much longer. You can't handle grief like that. You can't think that you are energized by anger. That's not how life works for any of us. It causes you to make bad decisions, period. Okay. Come on in. Welcome. That's why she needs to be by herself right now. And so what do you think about her daughter and her son? A lot of people go through stuff like this. I actually like that this is on air, because people don't think about what happens to children. Not so much Ken, because let's take the Ken part out. Her anger is directed to Ken because he's the adult in the house that she can have the argument with. But what happens when Ken leaves? It's going to go someplace else, to her children, to someone. And if she doesn't get a hold of it, it is going to move to someone else. That's just how life works. That's just how it works. But he was telling her in this scene, you need to, they have a father. So you want the kids to go to the father that the judge said was not fit to take care of the kids? Trisha and Marquez both need therapy, and they both have the same problem. Even though some of y'all think they don't, Marquez himself put on his social media, I am in therapy. He has the same ugly anger issues as Trisha. But a judge actually said that he wasn't fit to have the kids, that he didn't have the tools to take care of them. And what Dr. Francis is telling her, that she needs to learn how to communicate better, that she needs to have someone in her life that she can actually lean on. And he also told her she has to give up her control issues because she has a lot of them. But if you listen to some of the stuff he said to Trisha, the same shit applies to Marquez. And he did sound like he asked them, someone said that both Trisha and Ken needs to go to therapy together. It did sound like he said that he wants Ken to be a part of it so that they could do a role reversal. But Trisha is blaming her issues on the loss of her family members. I don't know what Marquez's issues would be blamed on. But we shall see what happens next. That's actually how the scene ended. I actually like this episode. I'm going to give it a solid, hell, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, actually. There wasn't any bad parts for me. If there was, I would say it's Destiny. But now that Destiny has admitted to having multiple personalities, I get it. So we just happen to have a person on the show, on the show that is actually saying out loud, listen, I don't know. I'm like a box of chocolates, okay? I don't know what you're going to get. It just depends. So I appreciated that. Okay. I appreciated that. But I do like that she is going to therapy. I do like that her children, at least her son, is there. And he said to her, Mama, you about to put me in the same slump that your ass has been in for the last couple of years. I enjoyed that conversation. I thought it was honest. And I think that he said it in a very nice way. I don't think he was being disrespectful. I think that he told her that he loved her. He wanted to see her do better. I think that he told her to either shit or get off the pot when it comes to Ken. He's a nice guy, but maybe you just don't want him. Okay. And if you don't, give him his wings, baby. Let him fly. Okay. But for where he's sitting, it looks like he's a part of your problem. He's not helping make things better. So I actually liked it. I thought it was a great show. Come on in, more like a box of marbles. More like a box of marbles. Okay. Love the episode. Also gave it a 10 because of no Scots. I'm interested in seeing what the Scots is going to bring next week, because it looks like the fight scene or the argument scene between Nell Fletcher and Kimmy is about to pop off. Okay. I saw Chris in the background watching. That had you in tears. The scene with the son and Trish. It was a very solid scene. It was an amazing scene. I liked it. I hope I didn't read too much in it, but that's what it sounds like he was saying. Ken is a nice guy and he's going through it too. It was like he's telling her. So, you hear people say all the time, you need therapy, you need therapy. If your son says it, if your son comes to you and say it, it's different. So I know that's where she is now. And I'm happy that she is sharing this part of herself on the show. And I hope that she doesn't watch social media at all, because social media changes shit. Go ahead and let us do the talking on these social media platforms. Let us talk our shit and you stay off of social media. Okay. But your son did great. Your son did great. He's, I mean, for all the shit that people say about the adults, he was raised right. He has a heart. He has morals. He has values. He has a good character. So despite the fact that people say crazy shit about the adults, he is a good kid. He is a great kid. Right? Oh, Dr. Francis and Trisha had you in tears. Oh, it was a sad scene. She really did. I think she came in thinking, I wish that she wasn't going to give too much, but by the end of it, you could tell she was really breaking. You could tell. And I thought he handled it so great. Dr. Francis is a really good counselor, a good therapist. So Ken did give her an ultimatum. He said that if you don't get therapy, I'm out. But the son also said to her, Ken is a nice guy. I appreciate Ken and what he's done for me. But the three of y'all, all three of y'all, meaning Marquez, Trish, and Ken, she said that you guys are horrible to each other. You're horrible to each other. And because you've been so horrible to each other, you're horrible to me. I can't take it. And he said that he loves them. I mean, he did everything that grown folks should do, but it came in the package of a baby. And she did listen to her son. So, yep, but that's it. Y'all, I'm so happy that y'all all came over to listen to me, child. Listen to me bump my gums. But this is over. That was the end of the scene. Next week, it looks like it's going to be great. I can't wait to see it. Also, somebody slide into Carlos King's DMs, okay, and ask him why he isn't asking Martell what he's talking about. Why does he get to lie about Tisha saying things about him when we have not seen that? When did it happen? When did it happen? Okay, but outside of that, y'all, please join me at 2 p.m. Let me put this up real quick, where I am going to do Belle Collective, baby. Do you want to recommit or scrap it? Because I don't give them. Okay. Make sure y'all join me for that review, because that was an excellent, excellent season finale. Okay. All three of y'all. Okay. But outside of that, let me put this back up here. You guys have been amazing. Like my video, please, and thank you. So many of you are over here. 280 something. I think I had 300 of y'all at one time. Like up my video, okay? Because that is how YouTube recognizes me in the algorithm. Please and thank you. Y'all were at the cookout. Y'all had a great time. Come back, because I got more to serve at 2 p.m., okay? I need y'all to hit my like button, share this video, follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. Thank you to all of my mods who came over today. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, bye-bye.